Hey guys, so currently we're looking at a new app called Forest. And this is not necessarily an educational app, but it is an app that is designed to increase your concentration and your productivity by luring you away from your mobile device, whatever it may be. Now, the app is available. Well, let's just go ahead and look at it and we'll see what you guys think. Okay, so the app is available, as you can see, in both the Apple Store and the Google Play Store. And essentially what it does is it allows you to shut your phone away. You can set a timer, and basically the process is called planting a tree. So you plant this little sapling, you set your timer for however long you want to be away from your phone, and as you are doing whatever it is you're doing that's not on your phone, your tree is growing. If you reach your goal, then your tree is fully grown and you earn points. If not, your tree dies. So essentially that is the function of it. It's an app that helps you stay focused. So plant a tree. While you're focusing on your work, your tree is growing. Leaving the app will cause your tree to die. Now, the thing about it is once you start growing your own forest, it's essentially a gamification. So you grow your forest, and you can add different kinds of trees. The thing that really is interesting is that if you grow trees in the game, then they've partnered with Trees for the Future, which is a tree planting organization, to plant real trees as the users of the app, as they spend the virtual coins that they earn by growing virtual trees, then Trees for the Future plants real trees. And so basically that's a good way to help the world, and also to help yourself by unplugging for a little bit and getting disconnected from your phone. So let's go ahead and look at the way that this works. I'm going to put it up on my phone. I've installed it and I'm currently running it. So I'm going to basically show you how it works, and then we'll call that a good review. So Forest, it's an interesting thing to look at and to think about, because everybody can use some time away from their phones. Okay guys, so as you can see, the interface is pretty simple. It's just a green background and a little circle of dirt with a tiny sapling planted in it. And so essentially I started my timer at 25 minutes, and it asked me for permission to send notification, which I said okay to. And now it's just a matter of sitting and waiting for the application to finish the timer. So as the timer counts down, then my tree should be growing. Later in the countdown, it will change size and shape and things like that. But for the most part, it's just a simple animation. The idea here is little inspirational messages that show up from time to time at the top above the tree, like "Don't look at me" and "Leave me alone" and "Stay away from the phone." That's the sort of thing. But the idea here is that we have moved off the phone, and now essentially I'm diligently working away on this video and trying to get the audio set up while my phone is counting down. Jumped a little bit ahead here because I know you guys don't want to sit through 25 minutes of this, so I jumped to 19, starting at 1907. So as you can see, it's still counting down. The tree hasn't changed any. I'm curious to see how long it takes for things to happen, but basically I'm just gonna wait and let's see what happens. I will admit that this is an effective way to shut off your phone because unless you tell it, now if you tell it to stop, if there's an emergency, it will let you know that there is a phone call or something. And if it's an emergency, you can shut down and stop, and it's still just a still just a virtual tree, so it doesn't really hurt anything other than you don't get that tree. But it is possible to stop, so you're not actually locked out of your phone, but it is a motivational tool. And like I say, phones today are a source of serious distraction. So it's nice to be able to unplug for a little bit. In fact, it's very good for you to be able to unplug for a bit. And this is particularly at this time of your life in college. You're trying to study, you're trying to focus on other things, and that phone is certainly can be a distraction. Okay, so I've jumped ahead again, and as you can see, my tree has changed a little bit now. It's not just a tiny little two-leaf sapling. It is in fact it has multiple leaves on it, and so it's obviously getting closer to maturity. And I'm still getting messages at the top of my phone, stop fubbing, leave me alone, things like that. So apparently it is working. I am still diligently focused on what I'm doing, so I guess that is the purpose behind this. But it's very difficult to focus when you're focused on not focusing on your phone. Anyway, this is not a bad tool for study, especially if you're a person who responds well to gamification. If you're a person that enjoys AFK games, things like that, this would be a very good way to boost your productivity, so to speak. Okay, so we're down to our final minute. As you can see, the tree has changed again. It's now a small tree with 3 branches on it, and hopefully in the next basically 40 seconds we'll be able to see exactly what happens when you are successful in growing a tree. So essentially, as you will see, the tree changes, the image changes into a full-size tree, and I get a congratulation message. So let's go ahead and watch it out to the end. This is effective if you are a person who responds well to this sort of thing. In college, as a person who's been there, I can speak from experience. You don't need any more distractions, and this would be one way of reducing the amount of distraction in your life, particularly around study times. It's a good idea to shut your phone down, turn your notifications off, and actually it's not a bad idea to plant a few trees in the world either. So I think that's a fairly effective reward mechanism. The psychology of this game is fairly effective and well designed. So let's go ahead and watch the last few seconds of our motivational method here, or message here, and see exactly what happens. Okay, now you can see once I've reached the end here, once it's given me my tree, then I can go and look at my forest, which right now just not much of a forest, only has 1 tree, but it does allow me to tag that tree, so I can keep up with why I grew it in the first place. You can see I've tagged it as a work thing because basically I am working, and so essentially I have succeeded in what I plan to do. So it also allows me to graph what I'm using my time for, so that's not a bad plan either. Anyway, I hope this was helpful, and I hope that you find things like this to be useful. Okay, guys, so as you can see, this is a fairly effective way to unplug yourself from your phone. It's, once again, you have to be interested in that sort of of motivation or that sort of stimulation. But if you are, then it can be an effective way to increase your focus. Research shows that people who can shut down from their phones and stay away from their mobile devices for a while, generally their productivity goes through the roof. So not a bad plan, not a bad idea. If you have questions about this app or any of the other apps that we've reviewed so far, please contact me. I'm located in the second floor of the library by the back stairs in the Canvas Help Desk office. My extension is 8756, or you can reach me via email, yr@grayson.edu, and I hope you have a good day. Thank you.